Memphis Says No More is a multi-part, kind of complete awareness campaign that seeks to change behaviors here and attitudes around domestic violence and sexual assault, and make sure that anybody who has experienced any of that kind of trauma knows where to get help. Domestic violence is an epidemic here. It takes place in every zip code, in every faith community, in every neighborhood. In every workplace almost, someone is experiencing emotional or verbal or physical or financial abuse at home. So there was such a need for people experiencing that to understand that they are not the ones who are causing the problem, that it is not their fault. So Memphis Says No More, which is a project of the Memphis Area Women's Council and the Memphis Sexual Assault Kit Task Force, works to keep in front of people messaging about believing survivors, and then the website and other materials link people to where the help is. We have had for over 40 years in Memphis a rape crisis center where help is available 24 hours a day if any kind of sexual assault has occurred. That we have special units in both the police and sheriff's departments for domestic violence investigation, as well as the police department's 2 different units around sexual assault. So there is help out here, whether you want to prosecute or whether what you really need is counseling and maybe even medical support with the trauma you've experienced. I rarely meet someone who has not been touched some way by this, whether it's a co-worker or a family member or a friend they have at church, whether they observe something in checkout line at Kroger. There is so much of this, and you know, the biggest part of it really is the verbal and emotional abuse that goes on. That's in the millions of people who experience and live through that on a daily basis. The physical abuse has been criminalized. So after many years of work, women were able to get what was called wife battering or wife beating made into laws that protect us to whatever degree we can get it done against perpetrators of assault and aggravated assault. And of course, then we too often have the domestic violence homicide, which is a phrase that we'd all like to see go away and end. It's important that we all be part of it because we're all in this together, and because the impact of domestic violence on, it is mostly women, although there are men too, but on anyone experiencing it, it impacts your work life, it impacts your capacity to work, to be productive, to take care of your family and your children and yourself. The impact on the medical industry, the health care that is necessary for people who've endured this kind of trauma is lifelong. And we're learning more and more about how people who experience it, you know, in their teens or 20s or 30s or whatever, experience chronic illnesses and issues later in life. It really does have many, many rippling effects throughout our society. The trauma that children experience very young, we're learning more and more about that, how that affects your mental and physical health all through life. I'm passionate about this work because I believe very much in women's voice. I saw women in my family lose their voice and not be able to say what they needed and what they wanted. Not even able to take care of their homes or their families the way they really wanted to. So speaking out is very important to me, and when I see the damage that violence, abuse in a relationship can do, I always think back to that and how they couldn't speak up. They were trapped financially, culturally, whatever, they were stuck. And I want to make sure that anything I can do to make women today know, and girls, that does not have to be what they settle for, that does not have to be where they stay, and it is not their fault, then I'm going to do it. The Memphis Area Women's Council and Memphis Says No More are excited for the partnership with Total Women's Summit. Hope that everyone comes and has a powerful, powerful time. Anytime women get together and think together and talk together, good things are going to happen.